This is Minding Your Business with the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. I'm Chris Spiker of Antelope Valley Florist.
I'm Aaron Goldstein from Goldstein Digital. Our last guest of the day, Danny Bazell, the general manager of the Flight Test Historical Foundation.
Danny,
How are you, Chris?
you're raring to go, man.
Ready to go.
Wow, like rocket powered.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah.
Just moving at the speed of sound.
Come this way a little bit because I want the folks at home
Oh, okay.
on the
Hello,
radio
folks at
to
home.
see you. So, you're at the Flight Test Historical Foundation,
Correct.
and that's a lot of words, man.
It's a big name. So basically, the Flight Test Historical Foundation is the organization that funds all the activities at the Flight Test Museum, which consists of Edwards Air Force Base Museum, all the planes on static display at Edwards, and then the Blackbird Air Park aircraft as well. So the government gives them a very minimal budget to operate under, and so anything that doesn't fall into their budget, which is $1,200 a year, comes out of the foundation.
Wow. So you're always looking for money.
Always looking for money, especially given the fact that we're looking to build a rather large museum outside the west gate of Edwards Air Force Base that we hope to break ground on in the spring of next year. And that's only about a $8 to $10 million project.
So is this where everybody thinks someone else is going to give the money?
Correct.
Like I'm just sitting here, I'm going, that's a nice thing they're doing that, yeah.
Correct. Still waiting on that check.
So it's pennies and
You know, if
dollars.
you give me $8 million right now, we're
8
done.
million. And
I'll
we
take the
did,
check.
last time I think we talked about the naming ability of the facility, didn't
Right. We'll put a plaque outside the building with your name on it.
we? Is there somewhere where people can go and look at all of the static displays?
Currently, the museum is on Edwards Air Force Base inside the security boundaries.
But can they look at photos?
They can look at photos at our website, which is www.flighttestmuseum.org,
Yeah.
and they can get information about the aircraft there. But in order to see them up close and personal, you have to take one of the public tours, which they do once or twice a month, and right now they're booked out till next year.
Really?
Which is one of the reasons we want to move the museum outside the gate so that it's accessible to all the public without having to do all the ID check and all the security measures that it takes to get on the base itself.
They make it tough to get in there.
It's not easy since 9/11. It used to be you just showed your driver's license and drive on, and now it's
The world has changed.
correct. Takes about 2 weeks to get access to the base if you don't have access already.
You know, one more thing before we go to what you came here to talk about. Aaron has a question.
Yes, Aaron.
So when are we going to get me on the base to do a video and some photos at the museum?
Well, I can work on that for you.
We didn't corner you.
Sometime next year. No.
We didn't trap you. When he heard about that, he got all excited, you know.
Yeah, well, we can work on that. But in the meantime, you can go to Blackbird Air Park and check out the amazing aircraft that are there. That's at 25th East and Rancho Vista Boulevard, or for the old-timers, Avenue P. And that is open to the public normally Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Now that is right next to a government facility.
Correct.
And I always felt a little weird pulling up to the gate there and parking, stopping, and putting a camera through the gate and taking a picture.
We don't mind if you take, and the Air Force doesn't mind, if you take pictures towards the museum aircraft.
Right.
Joe Davies Air Park is directly adjacent to Blackbird Air Park. That's operated by the city of Palmdale. So if you're in there and you're taking pictures of those airplanes, that's fine. It's when you turn your cameras towards Plant 42 that they don't like that. And then again, there's no drone traffic allowed around there. It's actually an active airport, so all the rules of flying an unmanned aerial vehicle apply there. So no drones with cameras flying over Plant 42.
Don't ask. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Or if you do fly it over there, you may not get it back.
Now you mentioned Blackbird Air Park, and you have a summer program there?
We do. We have a summer educational program called the Junior Test Pilot Program, or Junior Test Pilot School, that will be running at Blackbird Air Park from June 12th through August 3rd. And normally the Blackbird Air Park, like I said earlier, is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday it's only open. So during those 8 weeks of the summer, the air park will be open basically 7 days a week. But Monday through Thursday, It'll be open 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. for our junior test pilot school, and this is a STEM-based education program that's designed for those parents that want to have something fun and exciting and educational to do with their kids during the summer, and have their kids come out and learn about airplanes, learn about propulsion systems, altitude, reconnaissance, all the various aspects that go into the aircraft that are flown out here. Each week of that 8-week period, it's going to be a different module, we call it, or a different mission. So the very first week, starting June 12th, is the kids will show up and they will be taught about the basics of flight. What makes an airplane fly? What is thrust? What is lift? What is drag? What is gravity, yaw, vectors, all that kind of thing. How does a wing move, create lift? So if somebody wants to bring their kids, this program is geared towards elementary school age kids, primarily 3rd through 6th grade. However, anybody that wants to come out and take part can, and there's no pre-registration required. There's no fee required. It is free, and it's simply, if you want your kids to be involved in the program, you have to bring them at 8:30 in the morning, and somebody has to stay with them all day. It's a museum program. It's not a daycare program, so you can't just bring your kids and drop them off. But each day of that week, for the first week, for instance, they will learn about the basics of flight. So if you come on Monday and you stay the entire 4 hours, you come back on Tuesday, it's going to be the same basic program. So you don't need to attend each and every day for 8 weeks. But each day of the program, we have guest speakers that are coming from within the industry out
Wow.
here. So we're looking at, we're currently having about 2 speakers per day. So you may come on a Monday and you may talk to a test pilot. The kids will get talked to by a test pilot that is out there on a daily basis testing the latest and greatest aircraft. You may talk to a flight test engineer. You may talk to somebody who's a parachute rigger or a composite fabricator. We're trying to get kids exposed to any of the aerospace fields involved here in the Antelope Valley, where this is the birthplace of modern aviation. So we found through research that students in that 3rd through 6th grade, that is the time to hook them and get them engaged in the educational process. How many people sat there in high school and said, why do I need to learn algebra? I don't need to learn algebra.
That was me.
Well, we're showing them why they need to learn algebra, because if they're engaged at that age and they have a passion to pursue a career path, whether it's in aerospace or something similar, it keeps them engaged, and they tend to go on and go into high school and college with a plan in mind for a career path that they want to choose. So
This is almost college prep.
it kind of, but
Yeah.
it's going to be fun. We'll actually, one week, I don't know which week it is exactly, we'll be doing the module will be on altitude. So we'll have the kids actually build their own altimeter at the air park there using solo cups, popsicle sticks, and balloons. And we'll teach them what an altimeter is. How does it work? What's Boyle's law? How do you know a plane's flying at 35,000 feet versus crashing into a mountain on the ground? Do another module on jet engines and how they operate. How does a jet engine take air in at one end and blast it at supersonic and hypersonic speeds out the other?
Same stuff they're doing at Edwards every day.
Exactly. Edwards and Plant 42, every day they're breaking barriers out there. Another module will be on maneuverability. How do airplanes do all those fancy maneuvers that you see at air shows and on TV and the movies like Top Gun and things like that? Another one will be on payload, and we'll be using the NASA shuttle carrier aircraft to talk about how can a plane, how much weight can you take off the ground. I don't know if you saw it yesterday, I'm sure Chris did, but the Strada launch vehicle rolled out, the world's largest airplane that weighs 100 tons, and it can carry up to 3 satellite missiles into up to 35,000 feet and launch them.
They built it.
How do you get
in
100?
Mojave.
How do you in Mojave, exactly? Scale Composites doing great stuff. How do you get 100 tons in the air to begin with? Well, that's what we're going to kind of talk about with these kids, is how that all works and how that comes together. So again, that's begins June 12th, runs through August 3rd at the Blackbird Air Park, which is 25th Street East and Rancho Vista Boulevard, Avenue P.
Just show up.
Just show up. Kids have to be accompanied by an adult there, but I think the adults will get just as much fun out of this as the kids will. And it's a great way to spend some of your summer in an educational and fun format for your kids.
They get a little certificate at the end?
They will get a sticker when they complete each module, which will consist of scavenger hunts and hands-on activities and the lectures. And then if they fill up all 8 stickers in that book, they'll get a patch that they can put on a jacket or whatever at the end of the program that says that they are a graduate of the Junior Test Pilot School.
Wow. I'd like one of those.
You have to come for at least 8 weeks.
3rd to the 6th grade?
3rd to 6th grade is the targeted audience in terms of the curriculum. We want to keep it so that kids at that age aren't bored, they're not falling asleep, they're not telling mom they want to go home, but they're engaged and they're ready to learn in a fun way. So, but if somebody's in 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, postgraduate, and they want to come, they're more than welcome. There is no charge for this, and it's free to the public.
Anybody in the Antelope Valley?
Anybody in the entire Southern California area.
What a neat
If
deal.
you're within the sound of my voice right now, you're more than welcome to come.
And you're going to be over there?
I will be over there probably pretty much every day.
So if someone wanted to give you $8 million to finish that museum out there outside of the gate of Edwards, how would they contact you?
Best way to contact us is through our website. If you go to www.flighttestmuseum.org, there is a donate page on there, and you can click on that button and you can donate $1, $5, $20, and there's also a phone number on there where you can make a call if you want to sit down and talk about a donation of $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. We'll be more than happy to talk. We are a nonprofit organization, so it is a tax-deductible donation. And the biggest benefit is that we're building a world-class museum outside the gate of Edwards Air Force Base that will be accessible to, we figure, roughly 100 to 120,000 people a year. And it will be the region's largest STEM education center designed around all the awesome things that go on here at Antelope Valley.
The home of flight?
The birthplace of modern aviation.
Danny Bazell, thank you very much for being on the show.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.